So, how's it going?
Good. I'm just enjoying the sun out here because I went to Finland this year.
Oh, really? How was it?
Oh, it was really fun. But I learned a lot about the Finland's education system when I was there.
Oh, tell me about it.
Well, how much time do you have?
Now, like 15 to 20 minutes.
Oh, perfect then.
Perfect.
In Finland, the high school graduation rate is 91%, and in the US, the graduation rate is 72%.
Wow.
Also, 15.4% of Finland's population aged 25 to 64 has a college degree, and 9.4% of the US population aged 25 to 64 has a college degree.
Interesting. And what do you think that is?
Well, there's multiple reasons for that. In Finland, teachers are regarded very highly. So, I'm an astronaut. What do you do?
I'm a teacher.
Whoa!
Whoa! Yeah, teaching is one of the most important professions of society in Finland.
No way! Even more than like a doctor?
Yes. And like, are they cooler than race car drivers?
Yes! Are they cooler than a pirate? Arr, arr, arr.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, so what do you want to learn today?
Teacher, can we talk about butterfly?
Sure, what do you want to learn about it?
I want to learn about the life cycle.
Okay, let's talk about it. Morning, kids. How's everyone?
Hi, tired, exhausted. Teacher, I have a question about butterfly.
No. There's no time for butterflies. We have to follow the curriculum. Google it or ask your science teacher. Hey, kids. I want to share you something. I'm very sad because I want to teach you guys about butterflies, but I can't because I have to go through a lot of bureaucracy. Besides, I don't decide what you guys learn. Other people make those decisions for us.
Oh, that sucks.
Hey, Professor, did you look at the book that we want us to teach us from?
Yeah, I did, and I think it's a really good idea. And since you guys want to learn about it, and I think it's a good book, I think we should use it.
Can you do that? Can you make that book be the one that we use?
Yeah, yes, I can.
Cool.
Yay!
Hi, how's your day?
I'm burned out and about to consider finding another job outside the classroom.
I hear you.
You know what? I have been putting in many hours grading essays, late into the night, and coming before school for extra credit literature and staying after school for intervention. Oh, I'm just exhausted. By the way, have they already got back your students' scores from the standard test?
Yes, I got the course results and it's not as good as I expected. After all my hard work, I expected better of myself.
You know what? I felt the same thing. It was a crucial moment for me as a teacher. I'm so disappointed with the system. Despite all my hard work, all of my students' hard work, some of them were just not where they needed to be according to the exam. I just felt like I had failed them. By the way, how was your trip to Finland for that innovation in education?
Oh my God, I met teachers, principals, superintendents, and professors from all across America who are passionate about improving education for the better. We met with Finnish educators and so many differences between their systems and the American system.
That sounds exciting. I must go next time.
Yeah, I strongly recommend it because it was an enlightening experience. It changed my outlook on my profession. And this school year should be less stressful for me.
Oh, well, how are you going to do that?
I will stop staying up late, worrying over data points for each of my 150 students. Data and test scores are not what inspired me to become a teacher. So I'm going back to focusing on what really matters. Growing children into successful people, just like the Finns.
Wow, thanks for the information. I think I will also rearrange my classroom to focus more on cooperative learning and organic communication.
That's a good idea, and you can also add more art and music to the environment of the classroom and in lessons. which make the day more enjoyable for teachers and students alike. Talking about enjoyable, why don't we go to the bar and talk more about it?
Sounds good. Let's go.
Getting up, this is taking me now. It's taking me higher, higher.
Oh wow, not so many people today, huh?
Mhm.
Nice. So tell me, how's the teachers and administrators in Finland?
I was a little surprised by how much I repeatedly heard the word trust from them and that it becomes an inside joke among our group. Their education system is founded on the concept of trust, with a national curriculum much broader than the common core of our state standards.
Oh wow, that's really interesting. What was your impression when you heard about their standard?
Their standard is about students will develop their reading and writing skills. I thought measurement. However, it is not the goal of the Finnish education system, according to the Finnish educators we spoke with.
How can one possibly measure the standard by measurement?
They told us that they do not wish to gather data points for student success on a certain skill because they trust their educators to know their students. They trust that as professional, teachers can track students' learning through knowing them and their skills on a very deep level.
Oh wow, that makes a lot of sense. You know, the state has very specific, detailed standards that are measured by the state and, of course, exam, which creates a system of unspoken distrust, right?
Yeah, that's right. The standards and exams imply that the state do not trust the district to do an adequate job educating students and relies on the state tests to ensure compliance. I just think that the district then providing mandatory standards imply that they do not trust our students that they will success on their state exam.
So are you saying that the Finns eliminated the yearly standardized testing because they truly trust their educators to be effective?
Yes, they do not have to worry about data from 20 different exams. It just reduces their teachers' stress level and makes them feel less respected. They are able to empower their students to success regardless of the performance on the exams.
So now, what happens to students who do not do well in traditional standardized tests?
They can be distinguished for their strengths rather than be weighed down for their weakness. This is what good teachers everywhere want to do, and in Finland, they are able to do so effortlessly.
You want to dance?
Hey, not right now. We're talking about the education
Yeah.
system in Finland. Go away.
Yeah, dude. We're busy.
Okay.
So, I wonder, what do they focus more on, in Finland?
Well, the Finnish education system focuses more on the non-cognitive skills on their students, as opposed to the content knowledge. The attitude of America is more competitive than Finland, and this is deeply ingrained in our culture.
Oh, so you're saying that teaching in Finland is not about creating the best students with the best SAT or SAT scores who know the most about history, physics, or algebra?
Yeah, that's right. It's about creating globally competent critical thinkers who are ready to be successful in their post-graduation life. In my mind, the Finns grow their children as if they were plants in a garden. In order to produce well-rounded students, they focus on mainly disciplines that will help them become well-rounded adults.
So what's the, program for students look like, or is there any program for their students?
Well, they have a yearly mandatory class called folklore students to have imaginative thinking and sense of national cultural identity. That's very cool. They have cooking classes every year for all students because being able to cook and knowing about nutrition is essential to a happy, healthy, and adult life.
Oh wow, that's very impressive.
Yeah.
We should adopt that program too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Finnish schools encourage unstructured playtime inside and outside the classroom. For every hour of class, the students are told not to go outside and engage in physical play.
Can you imagine how the administration might react if I say 25% of the school day should be playtime for the American high school students. This playtime not only enables students to focus, but it also allows them to flex their social skills and learn how to organically interact with their peers. This is starkly different from the limited American recess time and the organized and often ultra-competitive team sports.
But don't they want their students to be the best, just like all of us?
Well, yeah, their system is not set up for kids to be the best, but to be the best versions of themselves. Art and music have been proved to increase student performance and help engage students on an intellectual level, as well as an emotional level.
Oh, you know what? I totally agree with that concept because our system is, that arts often take a backseat to more rigorous content courses.
Yeah, Finnish are using this research to devote more time to the arts in the school. This well-rounded outlook toward education allows teachers to nurture their students instead of focusing on a curriculum success or a failure at the end of the year.
Oh, okay. Well, it sounds like Finns have gotten a great deal of what they do right. I feel good to see that I would feel good to see that American schools are not behind in all aspects of education.
Well, there has been an increased investment of time and money to prepare our students for the global market by teaching them how to use technology. However, in Finland, teachers go to training to learn the most innovative new ways to use laptops, discussion boards, and digital learning to engage their students. That's very cool.
Hey, you just made me feel good about our profession. Let's cheers to that.
Cheers! Oh wow, that was very interesting. So it seems that the Finnish education system is based on the new public service, right?
Yeah, you're right. It does have a lot of aspects from it. Something I read in the New Public Service by Janet Denhart and Robert Denhart, they describe the new public service. One of the important things I thought of was they think of serving citizens, not customers. The public interest is a result of a dialogue about shared values rather than an aggregation of individual self-interest. Therefore, public servants do not merely respond to the demands of customers, but rather focus on building relationships of trust and collaboration with among citizens. And that's how the Finnish organize their schools. But also, an important part of the new public service and the Finnish school education system is they value people, not just productivity. Public organizations and the networks in which they participate are more likely to be successful in the long run if they operated through the process of collaboration and shared leadership based on respect of all people.
Yeah, that's right. I learned that part of the postmodern theory, as well as the new public service, is employee participation and engagement. So, the Finnish education system is a good example of how public employees in their work engage with the participation in their curriculum. Another thing is that I don't know, they're basing their education system in a very humanism and positivism way. They're focusing more in the human aspect and human purpose instead of the efficiency and control, and that's very cool. Wow, so it sounds like the US education system, it's very like the all public service, right?
Yeah, you're right. Denhart and Denhart describe characteristics of the all public service and say public administrators play a limited role in policy making and governance, rather they are charged with the implementation of public policies. So teachers, in this sense, are public administrators and they play a limited role in policy making, and that policy making is a curriculum. Also, the primary values of public organizations are efficiency and rationality. So that probably explains why kids are so subjected to standardized testings in America. Another thing, public organizations operate most efficiently as closed systems, thus citizens' involvement is limited.
Yeah, I also read that based on the all public service theory, The problem with the US education system is the lack of humanism. And citizens are viewed as customers in need of help. We need to consider that in order to improve our service quality in the education system, we need to start recognizing the difference between customers and citizens.
Oh, you guys are talking about education?
Who are you?
Oh, well, I'm a teacher from Finland.
Whoa!
And you know what? I read about looking back, moving forward theory from Guy and Rubin that says building trust in the government will help overcome the educational problems. My recommendation for the government is to invest more in education and to separate politics from education because, you know, the role of public administrators should not be limited by the elected political leaders.